Chapter 5, Network Security Services. Chapter 5 covers network security services in AWS, how security groups, network ACLs, AWS Network Firewall, WAF, Shield, segmentation, egress control, and monitoring work together to create controlled network boundaries. Network security in AWS is not one feature. It is a layered model. The goal is to make traffic intentional. Only the right sources should reach the right destinations. Only the required ports and protocols should be open, and sensitive workloads should not be exposed just because they run in the cloud. Good network security does not start with a firewall product. It starts with placement, routing, identity, and clear boundaries. The first layer is the VPC design itself. Public and private subnets, route tables, internet gateways, NAT gateways, and VPC endpoints decide which paths are even possible. A workload in a private subnet is not automatically secure, but private placement removes unnecessary direct exposure. A database in an isolated subnet, reachable only from application security groups, is a very different risk profile from a database with broad network access. Security groups are usually the main workload level control. They are stateful firewalls attached to resources, such as EC2 instances, load balancers, RDS databases, and many other network interfaces. Stateful means that if inbound traffic is allowed, the response traffic is automatically allowed back. Security groups work best when rules are narrow and meaningful. Application load balancer to application service to database, CI/CD runner to deployment endpoint, or monitoring system to specific metrics ports. Referencing other security groups is often better than allowing broad IP ranges because it ties access to workload identity inside the VPC. Network ACLs, or NACLs, operate at the subnet level and are stateless. They evaluate inbound and outbound rules separately, and they can explicitly allow or deny traffic. In many AWS designs, NACLs are kept simple because security groups provide better workload-level control. But NACLs can still be useful as coarse subnet-level guardrails, especially for blocking known unwanted ranges or enforcing simple network boundaries. AWS Network Firewall is a managed firewall service for VPC traffic inspection. It becomes relevant when the organization needs centralized inspection, domain filtering, intrusion prevention patterns, or more advanced network controls than security groups and NACLs provide. It is not something to add casually to every small workload. It fits better in shared network architecture, inspection VPCs, egress control models, and regulated enterprise environments. For public HTTP and HTTPS applications, AWS WAF protects at the application edge. It can filter common web attack patterns, bad bots, abusive requests, and rule-based threats before traffic reaches the application. WAF is commonly used with CloudFront, Application Load Balancer, API Gateway, and AppSync. AWS Shield adds DDoS protection, with Shield Standard included by default and Shield Advanced used for higher-risk public applications. Egress control is often underdesigned. Teams focus on who can enter the system, but outbound traffic matters too. Private workloads may need package repositories, APIs, SaaS integrations, telemetry endpoints, or AWS service access. Without design, this often becomes broad NAT access to the internet. A stronger model uses VPC endpoints for AWS services, explicit proxy or firewall paths where needed, and logging to understand what leaves the environment. Monitoring closes the loop. VPC flow logs, firewall logs, WAF logs, CloudWatch metrics, GuardDuty findings, and CloudTrail activity help reveal what the network is actually doing. Network security without visibility becomes guesswork. Visibility also supports incident response, audit, and continuous improvement. A senior engineer should remember that AWS network security is defense in depth. Subnets and route tables shape possible paths. Security groups control workload access, and NACLs provide subnet-level guardrails. WAF and Shield protect public entry points. Network Firewall supports deeper inspection. VPC endpoints reduce public exposure. Logs and monitoring prove what is happening. The best designs are not the most complicated ones. They are the ones where every allowed path has a reason, an owner, and a way to be observed.